This broadcast is a ministry of the Thru the Bible radio network. In Joshua 11:21 it says, "At that time came Joshua and cut off the Anakims from the mountains, from Hebron, from Debir, from Anabik, and from all the mountains of Judah and from all the mountains of Israel. Joshua destroyed them utterly with their cities." Well, a listener in Clayton, New Mexico noticed that Judges 1:10 and 11 says, "And Judah went up against the Canaanites who dwelt in Hebron, and from there he went against the inhabitants of Debir." So the listener says, it says in Joshua that Debir was utterly destroyed, so isn't this a contradiction?
No, that's no contradiction at all. Here's a place where you use good old common sense. The book of Joshua was written about 200 years before the book of Judges was written. And the time of Joshua, he destroyed Debir, utterly destroyed it. The ruins over there, they have excavated. But Israel came along, and others came along, other tribes, and in 200 years, in fact less than 200 years, another crowd was living in Debir. You see that all you need to do is recognize you got two different books here, and they are writing of periods 200 years apart, and both are entirely accurate. I don't know why people don't bring to the Word of God good old common sense. Now he's got me another one, the same type, in Joshua 11:1-4. "And it came to pass, the king of Hazor heard those things, and they went and their hosts against Israel. And Joshua at that time turned back and took Hazor, smote the king there with a sword, and they smote all the souls that were therein, and he burned Hazor with fire." That's another place that's been excavated that bears out the fact there was that civilization, and then there came another one on top of it. And Judges 4:2 says, "And the Lord sold them into the hand of Jabin, king of Canaan, who reigned in Hazor." You see, 200 years have gone by, and a new crowd have come in. Canaanites have come in and now settle Hazor. And this is one of the reasons that God condemned his people for not inhabiting all the land. You know, there's a spiritual corollary to this. God has blessed us with all spiritual blessings. And friends, if you don't lay hold of them, the enemy's going to get you, as sure as the world. Enemy's going to get to you if you don't lay hold of them. The reasons that homes are failing today, the reason that Christians are not living the Christian life, and all these questions are going in today and giving psychological answers, you need to know the Word of God, friends. And when you know the Word of God, then you will have the answer to these problems that come up. And here, again, why you have another crowd 200 years later and a different set of Israelites. And so that when you take that in consideration, you will have no problem at all.